Well, from one inspirational leader on the U of I campus to another, you may recognize Aaron Henry from sidelines at Illinois football games. He's the defensive coordinator, but wants to be more than a coach for the athletes. He and his wife are teaming up to be their Central Illinois support systems, drawing from some of their own experiences to help others, proving that the game goes beyond the field.
This profession for me has really been fulfilling and is truly a blessing. The cool part about it is being able to change young people's lives.
That's always what Illinois defensive coordinator Aaron Henry wanted to do.
I knew my place was being able to reach and touch people.
He just didn't know he'd be doing it on a football field.
My goal was to be a missionary and travel the world and spread the gospel.
Before he was coaching college students turned NFL players, he was living with his grandparents in southern Florida.
The first time I had a football in my hand was my grandmother. My grandmother, she actually used football as a way for me to kind of get out of the house a little bit.
That was the pivotal moment he says changed the trajectory of his life.
I had just came off the heels of living with my mother, and then my mother was going through some stuff, and my grandmother took me in and started raising me, and so she really utilized football as a stabilizer for me, and it really changed my life.
He went on to play at the University of Wisconsin, where he met Brett Bielema.
Coach B is a significant part of my story and my journey because I can remember when he offered me a job.
But more importantly, Madison's where he met the love of his life, Camille.
My secret weapon is this lovely lady right here, my wife.
Together, they're balancing the fun of raising two young girls and the seriousness of their full-time jobs. She's a school psychologist.
I work with kids, adolescents, young adults who are struggling with various externalizing issues or internalizing issues like anxiety or depression or ADHD or autism.
What sounds like two polar opposite jobs for the Henrys is actually the perfect combination of careers.
I will say the way they're the same is that we want to help young people.
I want the kids, the student athletes, to know that even if you don't feel like going to him, if something's going wrong, I just want them to know they can come to me.
They often invite players and families over to their home, creating bonds outside of the football facilities.
Opening up our home to them and having them over, we get more joy in that than they probably do.
He says those connections break down barriers, leading to powerful and sometimes life-changing conversation. But that's not the only way he hopes to inspire them.
Representation is, especially in this field, right, it's extremely important.
He wants every player to understand that too.
If you decide to get in this profession and impact people, you do have people in this building that look like you.
It wasn't always an easy path for them to get where they are today.
We come from the struggle.
But the Henrys want to make sure that the challenges don't hold the next generation back.
If you have resilience, if you work hard, you can get to be where you want to be, but it really starts with representation.
They want football and good people to propel them into the future the same way it did for Aaron.
At the end of the day, people want to be loved and they want to be cared for.
Henry is also proud of Illinois' all-black full-time defensive staff. He says they're one of a handful of universities with one.